What's up guys, it's Jardin and today we are in Bandar Seri Coalfields again for an update version, and we are also going to check out their very new project called Jardin Residences. Very awesome, let's go! Seri Coalfields, and the few highways that is actually connected to these will be Lata Expressway, North-South Highway and Guthrie Highway. So Bandar Seri Coalfields is in between two major highways and connected via this Jalan Kuala Selangor / Kepong. This is where you have the somewhat local road. There will be a drastic experience when you come from Guthrie that is so well built. Suddenly when you come into the local road, why like that? And via that local road as well, you get to reach Sungai Buloh, where you have the hospital Sungai Buloh, Sierra Mas, Bandar Seri Damansara Kepong area. Also, this road connects to the new developments of Eco Grandeur and etc. Right, so there you have the UITM, the hospital UITM, and Puncak Alam, Grocer, and etc. Okay, so currently we are in this sales gallery / clubhouse, which is adjacent to this 50-acre central park. And based on the last visit, we were checking out projects around this area, and now it has developed all the way to the end. And this will be an uphill all the way. They will be divided into Jardin and Walden, currently on sale. So this will be the site plan for Jardin Residences, and in total there will be 110 units divided into two phases. And you can see right now there's only remaining units in the center, but this will be the guardhouse. After the turn, when they come in here, as we all know, for landed houses, we don't want to face any intersection or junction. Therefore, you have this spinal design, which is the most efficient. Even at the end here, right, there won't be any unit. Then when you come in, right at the side, there will be greeneries. Also at the center, dividing these two phases, you have a central park again. So it's pretty direct. There will be two types, generally A and B, and we will go check out the show unit. So we are now in between the cafe and the pool, so you can actually just chill around here. And you have this infinity edge pool looking across to the lake. So when you just walk around the park, you actually get to really learn about nature while enjoying them at the same time. There's a direct connection into the clubhouse itself. So now we are right next to the lake, and we can see goose, we can see ducks, we can see storks, we can see kingfishers. Then at the bank we got a willow tree. It's excellent if you take evening walks with your kid around here. They get to witness the ducks and whatsoever. Cool! So now we are in one of the main commercial area for Bandar Seri Coalfields, and you can see a lot of activities already, which is good. So these will add convenience to the residents, and what we can see will be like tadikas, barbers, laundry, F&B outlets, pharmacies, hardware stores and things like that. Those are the necessities, the basics. So since the last time, the schools are now ready. So this will be an SJK Tamil school, and the other one will be Methodist Wesley High School, which is up to you where you want to send your children, right? But the education arm is there, which is pretty close to the commercial area and the park. So for a better sense of location, previously we were looking at Hamptons, and that was in the center of the entire development. And now we are actually looking at Jardin, which is at the far end of the development itself. So it's really at the boundary lah. And throughout every single phase, the treatments are pretty standard, where you have the pavements from the road, you have the roundabout as your sense of arrival. Then you will have this guardhouse to control the circulations of residents into the development. Then you have all this perimeter fencing, all these landscape treatments, and all surrounding the house, which is awesome. And the entire development of this township, right, is just incredible because it was only a year ago since we last came, and we have witnessed so many changes. When you look into the school, the commercial area, the Keep Mall, population is building, accessibility is building, amenities are building, and the different segments of product, all those are all landed within this 1,001 acres land. The products are broken down into different categories, but today for Jardin Residences is the Nasi Lemak property, where it's that freehold individual title terrace house. So after the guard house, right, there will be this central park that divides this wing and that wing. Then there will be also a park and a buffer, so that keeps a distance away from the road, which is amazing. You see, this is just treatments of how they're going to do it. You have this broom finished walkway with trees and landscapes at the side, all these pavings, and you have the curb. Drains are concealed. This is an individual title project. Although there's a security guard house and security system, upon the settlement of the residents, there needs to be an application of RA, which is the Resident Association, in order to form a management body to govern this entire thing. However, because it's individual title, therefore, the roads and the common areas are all maintained by the government. That includes rubbish collection as well. The good thing is you get to enjoy gated and guarded kind of design, yet living in the individual title property. The local roads will be around 5 meters before they reach into this curb, right? This broom finish curb, and this will be the car porch. So the intermediate one will be 22'x75. I guess the corners will have different sizes, which is larger. Then you have porcelain tiles and your car porch. And what I like is that columnless, so you have this one at least. Right, so for the intermediate one, I think it's free, so you can actually park 2 cars in. That's cool. Then here is where you have your letterbox, your rubbish compartment, and the water inlet for you to just wash your car. Then this can be where you install the water filter for your house. So this car porch height will be 3.2 meters, and when you come into the unit, there will be a curb here. And I always wish that if there could be a ramp instead, so people on wheelchair can actually just access to the unit. And when you come in, this will be an end lock, so just bear in mind, so intermediate lock, this will be a wall instead, set in 2 feet. So coming straight in, this is a 3.3 meter ceiling height. And because it's the corner unit or the end lock unit, right, the openings are amazing. But for intermediate units, the frontage or the openings, you can only get it from the front and the back. So please bear in mind when you book the unit. This comes with porcelain tiles and it's left open. So this will be the bare unit, the unit that you're going to collect when you get your keys. So you have this area where you can put a sideboard for you to put your keys, or for Chinese, this is going to be where they put the prayer table, right? Or your shoe cabinets on this side. So this will be your living area and your dining area. And for end lots or corner lots, the benefit of having a window here just changes the entire quality of the space, especially if you're facing the garden, so that would be the best. Imagine having conversation over the dinner table here while enjoying the view outwards. This is so nice. And in order to maximize that experience, they extended the apron of the plinth to just accommodate for more area. So you can actually just go outside and enjoy the breeze. So the indoor and outdoor experience is just awesome. Moving on, below the staircase, you will have a storage area. And this is where usually they will put your TV box and some storage area. And after the dining area, there will be a space for your dry kitchen before you go into your wet kitchen. And I like the design as they set in this area. You can actually set a partition. You want to install a glass door, also can, to actually prevent the smell. Or you can just extend all the way your kitchen cabinets, right? And this will be again the exact unit you're going to get. So most likely it's going to be an L-shaped cabinet here, and you have another set of cabinets there. And that will be the back door connecting to the backyard already. So I like this version of show units because they built 4 advanced units. So these are going to be the actual units that's going to be handed over to customers. These will give a clear illustration of distance between one unit to the other, and how is the back alley like. Because if you look into those conventional terrace houses, what people do is they extend it all the way, then the back alley, right, it becomes a very negative space, a very, very dark space. But here, it looks pretty cool. And I like that they kept this door, a semi-translucent one for privacy, but then you still allow daylight into the space. So looking at it, this will be the area that you'll be putting in your washing machine, and the kitchen tiles will be 5 feet standard. And there will be a change of flooring material just to demarcate out the difference in space. And this will be the ground floor bathroom shared between the guest and the user for this ground floor bedroom. For specs, they will be giving Johnson Swiss for basin and WC, no shower screen, full height wall tiles, and a window connecting to the backyard. So because of privacy, they actually frosted it like. So for terrace houses in Malaysia, compulsory you must have a ground floor bedroom just in case you have elderlies at home. So this room is really spacious. You have a width of 3.5 meters, a height of around 3 meters, and it's bright because of the window, and you have this connection into the bathroom itself. After putting in your queen size bed, you still have a lot of space for circulation, wardrobe, table, or whatsoever. One thing to point out will be this very tiny structural system, right? So you can see this beam and this beam is really set at the boundary of spaces. Therefore, this entire space is just so open. And moving upstairs, we have timber for the stairs, and you have timber and steel handrails. This is a 1.1 meters width staircase. So coming upstairs, you have timber flooring already, as this will be the area where your bedrooms are located at. And something to point out also, you can somewhat hear the airplane noise around this location because it's within the pathway of Subang Airport. That's for information, right? Ceiling height is 3.3 meters, and this will be the family hall. And because this is an en-bloc design, therefore you get to have this extra opening or space. We'll go and check out the intermediate one later just to have a clearer picture on things. So I really like they maximize the entire facade area as your opening, and it really opens up the space. And for this space, it's either use it for the family hall or you use it for your home office. Trends are changing, and the benefit of having a corner or an en-lot unit is you have this extra balcony space with steel handrails. So this is where you can take a breather, relax a little bit, enjoy the trees and the foliage, because just imagine if you're staying next to the central garden, right? This will be your view when you take a break. Wow. Moving on, there will be 2 bedrooms on this side, and you just check out the door frames, right? They are huge. And the connection of the door frame to the wall, you will have this groove that's very tidy, tying into the skirting as well. So it's a weekday today, and we didn't expect that there will be so many people that is visiting the sales gallery, visiting the show unit, and that just shows the demand for this kind of product. So there will be a lot of people who are like, oh, I know this kind of layout. Generally, it's all somewhat similar, but just something to take note that these 2 bedrooms will have their very own ensuite bathroom. So by coming into the room, this will be where you put your bed, your wardrobe space, and this will be the desk facing the back window, and this will be your very own bathroom. For specs wise, this is Johnson Swiss basin, WC, no shower screen, window for ventilation, frosted for privacy. And for the specs of the switches, it's from Schneider. That's good, and the height is also very, very nice. Next to that, you will have the other bedroom, and because this is a corner unit, therefore the profile of the windows will look different in comparison to an intermediate unit. And that's exactly what you are paying for. The extra premium for a corner unit or an en-lot, it's really that extra facade that is open, and that leaves opportunity for more opening. More opening means more daylight, more ventilation, more opportunities for views like this. Just imagine when it's completed, right? Coming into the room, it's almost identical, but I like that the window is built in this height instead of a full height, right? So this is way easier to maintain. And going in, you have your own ensuite bathroom, and the specs will be identical. Moving opposite, this will be the principal bedroom. And the space is huge. For this unit, the wall-to-wall distance is around 5 meters. It's insane. Along with this open window, the whole room feels so comfortable. So I foresee this will be a controversial topic where I pay so much money, why I cannot use the car porch? Might as well I just open up this, then I can go up and I engineer the structure a little bit. It can be my outdoor terrace for my principal bedroom. Isn't it wonderful? And because this is an individual titled terrace house, it's entirely up to you, right? But for a strata titled project, you will need approval from the GMB or the MC. This one, you just need authority approval. Moving on, this will potentially be your desk or whatsoever, and this will be your walk-in wardrobe going into your... Only for the principal bathroom, you will have this shower screen as that isolate out the shower room next to your WC. And something to think about this property developer, they have this amazing land of 1,000 acres, and generally they are only building landed for now. And if you look into the surrounding, they have done this many times, and the end result for their product is really practical, and these kind of products are really well received among the locals. And personally, I really like this area where this will be the slab for the walk-in wardrobe of your master bedroom, and there's always a debate whether how much you want to protrude out, because this will affect the clearance height of the person walking through the stairs. I think this is done wonderfully. You have a huge space for your principal bedroom, and the clearance height for the staircase is just wonderful. Well done. This is also a very nice touch. And for ID purposes, generally they will just put in some vertical elements here to just shade and provide privacy. But this just partitions up the foyer and the landing area for the staircase really well. And I think that's all for the end lot, and this will be the bare furnished unit, the unit that you're going to get when you get your keys. And now we're going to check out the neighbor, which is the intermediate lot, and just to see the treatments and the difference between a 24 feet one and a 22 feet one. You will need to consider, is it worth it putting more money for the corner lots or the end lots? First observation, the window on the facade will be different already. As we mentioned, the only light source will be from the front and the back, therefore they need to maximize everything. And I like this little treatment on the car porch. They played around with the level of the car porch that signifies the entrance into the house. So they celebrate the entrance by elevating the ceiling height, and that feels wonderful. And you have a small little pocket here. It's a garden, or you can just tile it up if you want to. And look at the amount of visitors. That's insane. Coming into the unit, the difference will be this party wall, right? As there will be no openings, therefore the source of light can only be from the front and the back. And a lot of people do not notice this, right? Sometimes when you talk about 24 feet, 22 feet, you won't feel the difference on paper because generally it's just like a few away. But on actual side, you can immediately feel the difference you will have, especially for your kitchen, because you will need to accommodate your ground floor bedroom as well. And sometimes the 2 extra feet, right, the 600 makes a lot of difference, as that is usually the length for your kitchen cabinet as well. So imagine the wall is now here and the kitchen cabinet is there. Oh. Another difference will be this little air well here. Because the unit is so big, the center part of the terrace house usually will be very dark. And how they solve that, they integrate an air well in the center to have windows here. So it allows hot air to rise up, so the internal unit will somewhat feel a little bit cooler, and it comes with a window, therefore it will help with daylighting as well as ventilation. The only problem with that is the cleaning. How do you reach? And the door frame clearance will be 1.1 meters in case you need to move really big furniture. And the difference as well, there will be a sliding door up front here. So this can be a secondary entrance if you don't want to use this. That will be very handy if you have housewarming party or you have gatherings among your family and friends. Then coming up to the family hall, there won't be any windows here. Therefore, this becomes... And for the principal bedroom, there won't be that angular window anymore. And this is where you can really feel that difference of extra 2 feet. What can 2 feet do to a room, right? It's so drastic. Nevertheless, this is still amazingly huge and bright. And I like their design of structure because they kind of design with the end in mind. They know that it's going to be a potential for partition, and the show unit actually expresses that. So this gives a better reference for potential buyers when they come into the space. Hey, I know exactly what to do already, and they can start to imagine the lifestyle they will have in this house. Awesome. And I think that's all for the visit today. It's now time for Sean Take 3 on 3. First thing I really like will be the value for money for their products. The landed products here are generally very spacious because they have 1,000 acres to play with in the first place. Land are just in abundance. That is translated into their products itself. Not only based on width and length, the height are also very generous. And the unit that we're visiting today is going to cost around 780,000 for the intermediate unit. And for landed pricing, a little bit different. End lot different price, corner lot different price, facing garden different price. So please do follow up with the sales team to find out more. But generally, at this price range, it's very attractive, especially for the locals around this area. And in comparison to our previous visit, the second thing I really like would be the progress as a location, as an address. So Keep Mall has just been completed, KFC is in operations already, and that signifies a very important data point, which is the maturity of population. When big brands or fast food joints come into a particular address, before they decide to open up a venture, market research is required, right? And it needs to have a certain population before they decide to venture into that particular location. Therefore, when you see brands coming in, it really boosts the confidence towards that particular location. Not only that, schools are ready, and that includes the international school and the local school. And we look a little bit further, more than just BSC. The neighboring competitors are also building up really fast. And that's always a good thing in terms of development. Don't think about competition, right? Think about bringing up the address together. The KIP Mall can be beneficial to students around UiTM, and the hospital at UiTM can be beneficial for residents around this area. You have Jaya Grocer, everything is connected. Indirectly, there's also point number 3, where this resident, right, is ready to live in. If you think about it, right, it would be way easier to just build the houses first before the other elements are matured. But at this current junction of development point, the shop lots are really busy, schools are ready, amenities are ready, and you can see that constant effort in the developer trying to beautify the road in front. Those are the general concerns for a new address. If I go there, where's my kid going to study? Where is he going to go tuition? How am I going to work? And etc. But for this particular residence, no problem. Then for the 3 things that I have concern on, number 1 would be the distance to the city. Although you have the Lekas Highway, you have the Guthrie Highway, you have the North-South Highway, if you're working in city center itself, you need to be mindful of the distance required to get to the city and back lah. But I think with the new norm, most of us are going to go to the office for 2 days out of 5 days. So this is definitely a choice to make if you are going to invest into this home. Knowing that it's far away, but my wife is not working, so my family is going to enjoy the house and the environment for the entire week. So it really depends, are you in that stage where you are focused on the environment to bring up a family, or you want convenience. Secondly will be that direct access connecting into Seri Coalfields, as it's still like a local road. You will have kampong houses, plantation nearby. And the last point will be the stigma around this area, as it's located very close to the jail of Sungai Buloh, right? But if you drive through the road, honestly speaking, you don't even notice it. And looking at the sales performance of the previous launches and this current one, right, I don't think that's a relevant concern at all. But to me, especially after the pandemic, you hear that this is close to Hospital Sungai Buloh, you hear that this is close to the jail, it raised some concerns lah. But again, if you look into the sales chart, it's insanely good, and the amount of visitors around the show unit on a weekday, nowadays people like no need to work one, seriously. And I think that's all for this episode. Shout out to the team for having us. And it's really obvious that everybody is still rushing for the HOC campaign by the end of the year. Therefore, for those who have already planned or already budgeted for a new home, everybody is taking their action right now. Also, something to take note, Jardin is at the boundary of the entire development. Therefore, whatever you see at the side of the land will be still plantation. But it's just a matter of time that there will be new developments at the site, and we don't know what are they. I think it will be another 20-30 years down the road lah. And we also discussed the difference between a corner lot, end lot versus an intermediate one, especially on the openings on the facade, and that plays a big difference in the internal layout. So this is also a guide for you to figure out, should you pay the premium for a corner lot or the end lot lah, because if you have the budget, right, if you want to really experience space, why not? And I guess that's all for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and if you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.